Preface. Well over 2.5 million copies of Davidson's Principles and Practice of Medicine have been sold since it was RST published in 1952. Now in its 24th edition, Davidson's is regarded as a must-have textbook for thousands of medical students, doctors and health professionals across the world, describing the pathophysiology and clinical features of the most important conditions encountered in the major specialties of adult medicine and explaining how to investigate, diagnose and manage them. The book is the winner of numerous prizes and awards and has been translated into many languages. Taking its origins from Sir Stanley Davidson's much-admired lecture notes, the book has endured because it continues to keep pace with how modern medicine is taught and to provide a wealth of information in an easy-to-read, concise and beautifully illustrated format. Davidson strives to ensure that readers can not only recognize the clinical features of a disease, but also understand the underlying causes. To achieve this, each chapter begins with a summary of the relevant preclinical science, linking pathophysiology with clinical presentation and treatment so that students can use the book from the start of their medical studies right through to their NAL examinations and beyond. The regular introduction of new authors and editors is important for maintaining freshness. On this occasion, 21 new authors have joined our existing contributors to make up an outstanding team of authorities in their respective fields. As well as recruiting authors from around the globe, particularly for topics such as infectious diseases, HIV and envenomation, we welcome members from 10 countries onto our International Advisory Board. These leading experts provide detailed comments that are crucial to our revision of each new edition. A particularly important aspect in planning the revision is for the editors to meet students and faculty in medical schools in those countries where the book is most widely read, so that we can respond to the feedback of our global readership and their tutors. We use this feedback, along with the information we gather via detailed student reviews and surveys, to craft each edition. The authors, editors and publishing team aim to ensure that readers all over the world are best served by a book that integrates medical science with clinical medicine to convey key knowledge and practical advice in an accessible and readable format. The amount of detail is tailored to the needs of medical students working towards their NAL examinations, as well as candidates preparing for membership of the Royal Colleges of Physicians (MRCP) or its equivalent. With this new edition we have introduced several changes in both structure and content. The opening 8 chapters provide an account of the principles of genetics, immunology, infectious diseases, population health, oncology and pain management, along with a discussion of the core principles behind clinical decision-making and good prescribing. Subsequent chapters discuss medical emergencies in poisoning, envenomation and medicine in austere environments, while common presentations in acute medicine, including recognition and management of the critically ill patient, are also addressed. The disease specie chapters that follow cover the major medical specialties, each one thoroughly revised and updated to ensure that readers have access to the cutting edge of medical knowledge and practice. As we publish the 24th edition, the world is in the grip of the COVID-19 pandemic, and while our knowledge of virology, epidemiology, clinical impact and management of SARS-CoV-2 is still evolving, we have dedicated a new section on core aspects of this hugely important topic in Chapter 13, but also in Chapter 6 and, as appropriate, elsewhere throughout the book. The innovations introduced in recent editions have been maintained and, in many cases, developed. The highly popular clinical examination overviews have been extended and updated. The presenting problems sections continue to provide an invaluable overview of the most common presentations in each disease area. The emergency and practice point boxes have been retained along with the in old age, in pregnancy, and in adolescence boxes, which emphasize key practical points in the presentation and management of the older adult, women with medical disorders who are pregnant or planning pregnancy, and adolescents transitioning between pediatric and adult services. Education is achieved by assimilating information from many sources, and readers of this book can enhance their learning experience by using several complementary resources. We developed a self-testing companion book entitled Davidson's Assessment in Medicine, containing over 1250 multiple-choice questions specifically tailored to the contents of Davidson's for the 23rd edition and have added more new online MCQs to accompany this edition. The long-standing association of Davidson's with its sister books, MacLeod's Clinical Examination and Principles and Practice of Surgery, still holds good. Our family has also expanded with the publication of Davidson's Essentials of Medicine, a pocket-sized version of the main text, now in its 3rd edition, and MacLeod's Clinical Diagnosis, which describes a systematic approach to the differential diagnosis of symptoms and signs. We congratulate the editors and authors of these books for continuing the tradition of easily digested and expertly illustrated texts. We all take immense pride in continuing the great tradition RST established by Sir Stanley Davidson and in producing an outstanding book for the next generation of doctors. IDP, SHR, MWJS, RPH. Edinburgh 2022. This page intentionally left blank. Contributors: Brian J. Angus MD,